Oh well, welcome to my Phyrexia All Will Be One Complete Edition box opening. Disclaimer is I actually started recording this earlier tonight and then I forgot that the video was muted. Alright, anyways, so this is a Ultimate Phyrexian bundle. It has 20 traditional foil Phyrexianized basic lands, 12 Phyrexia all will be one set boosters, a Phyrexian language, traditional foil, rare, Phyrexian arena, 2 mythic oil slick raise foils, and 10 oil slick raise foil lands, and a special foil card box. I only opened 5 of the set boosters, so I haven't missed out too much. The surprise, but just in case you haven't seen one of these opened, the foil box they're talking about, the the new Phyrexia symbol on both sides, and overall detail is very Elish Norn-esque, which makes sense. Even a picture of Elish Norn, just in case you forgot that. Focus expansion, and here she's doing jazz hands. Very happy to see you. Great. So this is the foil basic lands it was talking about. You can see here, like, the basics are very thematic to each of the Phyrexian Praetors. Like, the plains have the white-red color motif sinew. The islands look very, I guess I would say it's sort of flowing and mechanical, very similar to, like, in Gataxias appendages in a way. Clouds are very peaceful looking. Then, there's a swamp that has like green goo and spidery stuff, very reminiscent that it's overcast in the background as well. Then the red has like one of the red suns of Mirrodin and giant smokestacks. Very, very Eurobrask-esque stacks. Green has twisty root spires, just like Flex. Very savage. Where we're at, so our card, it is Athari Sun's Glory, not in the draft set. In a basic island, Oil Gorger Troll, Prophetic Prism, which actually is one of my favorite friends. I definitely enjoy playing Prophetic Prism in other draft formats. Listener Seer, Quicksilver Fisher, Looping Lookout, Gleeful Demolition is very similar to the other card from, I think it was like Scars of Mirrodin, which was a one man. I think it was like it was like a 1 mana sorcery sacrifice artifact. I think it was like Kodolpha Rebirth or something. So it's like you sacrifice an artifact to create 3 goblins. Whereas this one says destroy target artifact. If you controlled it, get to create 3 goblins. Cacophony Scamp, Exuberant Fuseling, a Necrogen Rot Priest, and a Zenith Chronicler. foil Crawling Chorus, a rebel token. Here we have a foil basic plains, a Bone Picker Scourge, a Fleshless Gladiator, Tyranax Atrocity, Sinew Dancer, Oxida Finisher, which has affinity for equipment, which is a mechanic in the set. I haven't gone over the mechanics of the set, but so this set reintroduced poison counters. Poison counters meaning that whenever a player has 10 or more poison counters in the game, and then there's also creatures with toxic in. Toxic in meaning that whenever a player takes combat damage from a creature with toxic in, they take that damage. They take the normal combat damage, but then also get in. There's also proliferate, which lets you choose any number of permanents and then add one counter on each of those permanents to those permanents, or whatever. So you can add like one poison counter, or permanents or players. You can add like a poison counter player or a loyalty planeswalker, a +1/+1 counter creature, etc. Foil counter, which is also a mechanic in the set. Creatures that do things when you remove counter from them, they enter the battlefield. And then for Mirrodin, which is kind of like living weapon, except it makes it 2/2 instead of a 0. Solvog Battle Chair, X-Gold Hoverwings, X-Gold Halberd, Saw Blade Scamp, and Erebrask's Forge. These, I think that saw a little bit of like standard play just because it's a good for generating sacrifice fodder, and you can proliferate the oil counter. Nitrogen Communion, and a Phyrexia. Here is a Rivnod Carnage Dominus art card, a Swamp, Full Art Swamp, a Surgical Skull Bomb, which is a throwback to the Spell Bombs from original Mirrodin block and Scars of Mirrodin, Escaped Experiment, Experimental Augury, which is Anticipate but it has Proliferate on it, Anoint with Affliction, which has the Corrupted mechanic, which does something additionally when the opponent has 3 or more poison counter. In this case, it actually specifies the creature's controller. But so basically, it's a in the case of this card, it's a removal spell for a small creature, or if its controller has 3 or more poison counters, it's a removal spell for a bigger creature, for any creature. One thing that's interesting to know about the way this card is worded is that you can technically target creatures that this won't exile on resolution, because it's actually like because it has the instead, or well the if condition. So it has that if it has mana value 3 or less. So you could technically target a 4 or 5 mana value creature with it, even if its controller didn't have 3 or more poison counter. It just won't. You have to pay attention to a little if. Against all odds, not to be confused with anything that Ron Olive worked on. And then Sheoldred's Edict, which actually sees some constructed play because it's very flexible. I think you choose a non-token creature, a creature token, or a planeswalker. The mode, I mean. Then a minor misstep, the fixed version of dental misstep. Tinkerbloom, another Saw Blade Scamp, and a Twilight, and a foils, and a Rebel token. Here we have a signed Vanish into Eternity art card. Elspeth is yeeting herself into the blind eternities. Sulfa Cackler, Forge Hammer Centurion, Adaptive Spore Singer, Rustvine Cultivator, Axiom Engraver, Veil of Assimilation, Plated Onslaught, which actually has affinity for artifacts, not just affinity for equipment. Then Infested Flesh Cutter, Bone Picker Scourge, Aria, Ivor, Bane of Bladehold, and Picker Moon Gauntlet. Picker Moon Gauntlet being a staple apparently in EDH. Like, and then Implode, a land destruction card with rip on. Here we have Island. Perfect. Island and a art card of Gleeful Demolition, which we saw earlier, and a poison counter, and a Gataxian The Mist. It's maybe a little bit out of order because I had put it down after I'd opened the pack, but Monument to Perfection, Bone Picker Scourge, Resistance Skywarden, Turning Reservoir, Brass Anointer, aka a oil-based Flame Tongue Kavu, Incisor Glider, Thinking High Master, Gulping Scrap Trap, Acre Pit Basilisk, Bit Basilisk, Infectious Inquiry, not exactly Sign in Blood because it doesn't target. It's just only you can, but it only the card draw the life loss only. Got Plains, a Fair Basilica art card, and then the lane. More foil basically. Here have foil Phyrexianized lanes with a skull face on it, and a Phyrexianized island. See all the eye stalks, whatnot on there. A foil Phyrexianized swamp. It has like two skeletal figures looking at each other and a bunch of bone type things. A foil Phyrexianized mountain. Very engine-like. Looks like very engine rib-like, I don't know. And then foil Phyrexianized forests with roots and blades. So we'll go and finish opening the rest of the set boosters. We have Giant Hunter Strike Force and a foil island. Predation Steward. A Hunter Maze. It's a spear land, which is a new land type that was introduced in this set. And there are some cards that explicitly reference Spears, like the Monument to Perfection card that I opened earlier. It's basically just being a tap land that you sacrifice later. Draw a card. Maze Skullbone. Maze's Mantle. Basically, Feral Invocation, except if you target a toxic creature, it gets hexproof. Turn. Starforger. Magmatic Sprinter is very reminiscent of Yoshino Cutthroat. If anybody remembers that card. Your Wrath Anointer. Turning Reservoir. A Mere Convert. A Mind Splice Apparatus. Very, very spell-focused artifact. And a Prosthetic Injector. And a Bucknard's Everfull Purse. Kinda cool. Kinda cool treasure maker, like treasure making card that, you know, good in like maybe your group hug type style deck, because, you know, someone else will get to enjoy it after you. This is a Vraska, well, this way, Vraska Betrayal thing. It's actually Island, a Meldweb Strider. I don't know why it looks like Tezzeret off of it. Maybe it is him, I don't know. Copper Long Legs, Taxian Raptor, Taxian Anatomist, Ming Aspirant, a Proliferate payoff card, Unnatural Restoration, Watchful Blisterzoa, Crawler Drake, non-creature spell matters card, Quicksilver Fisher, Blade of Shared Souls. So one thing to note about this card, don't use this to target things like I think it was like the Eye of Malcator being a 3-mana artifact that scries 2 when it enters the battlefield, but then whenever you play an artifact, it becomes a 4/4 creature until end of turn. Don't try to copy Eye of Malcator with this, because you get a or unanimated Eye of Malcator, which will make the fall off, and a Carnivorous Canopy, you know, a Broken Wings variant. Broken Wings variant that is very common in sets nowadays. Main deckable artifact and enchantment haste. Here we have, this is a Free From Flesh art card. Art Swamp. Bring the Ending. So a situation, well, not situation, but like a quench type spell, or becomes like a hard counter if Corrupted is turned on. Vraska's Fall. Dict with Poison Counter. Annihilating Glare. Complete Devotion. Molten Rebuke. One thing to note about this card, there's a lot of like 5-mana red sorcery that does like 5 damage or destroy an artifact. This one actually lets you choose both modes on it. I think it's like intended for you to deal with like a 4 Mirrodin creature because you can destroy the creature and the equipment. 5 bar stand, I think sees a little bit of play in like I guess like those venerated rot priest combo decks. Against all odds. Childred Edict. White Belly Rat. Jorkadine first Gold Ward. And a Vat of Rebirth. This White Sun's Twilight, aka Bane of anybody who's ever played. Phyrexia all will be one draft. Forest. Right. Branch Blight Stalker. I swear I can pronounce it. Carnivorous Canopy. Thirsting Roots. So a Lay of the Land card that has an optional second mode on it, or second mode and getting land. Dune Mover. We figured out where Campus Guide ended up after retiring from Strixhaven. This is Skywarden. Oxida Finisher. Stillbug Battle Chair. Bone Picker Scourge. Aeoli Sun's Vanguard. Two generic red white legendary creature human rebel 3/3. Attacking tokens you control have double strike. Whenever one or more tokens you control attack a player, exile the top card of their library. During any turn you attack with a token card. So it's like it works with all those 4 Mirrodin equipment because the 4 Mirrodin equipment creates tokens. I mean, it works with other tokens as well. And a Jace the Perfected Mind, that's cool. This card, I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, it's like play in decks, win condition. It's basically 4 mana, 15 or a 3 foil Titanic Rope. A Quicksilver Fisher art card. And a Mountain or Pyrexionized Mountain. Vivisurgeon's Insight. So it's basically just like a draw 3 with proliferate. I don't know how you would say 5 mana draw 3 because I usually like Tidings is a 5 mana draw 4. But Concentrate is a 4 mana draw 3. Jace's Insight, well, Jace's Ingenuity is an instant. Surgical Bay, Surgical Skull Bomb, Escaped Experiment, Experimental Augury, Serum Core Chimera. This is a really cool non-creature spells matter slash proliferate type card or whatever. Getting the draw cards and deal damage to creatures or planeswalkers is fun. Drown in Ichor. Razor Paladin. You know, your usual resurrection type card, but you know, has like a limitation that it not resurrection, but you know what I mean, raise dead on a creature type card. That has like limitation. Bladed Ambassador. and a Vran Executioner Thane. The fact that this only triggers once per turn limits the constructed potential. A foil Bone Picker Scourge. And a Vesh Thought Doom of Fool. 4 in the black, Legendary Planeswalker, Thought, 4 loyalty. +2, create 2/0/1 black thrall creature tokens. +1, may sacrifice another creature or planeswalker. If you do, draw 2 cards, then draw another card. If sacrifice permanent was a commander, then gain -10, gain control of all commanders. Put all commanders from the command zone onto the battlefield. The Vesh Thought Doom of Fools can be your commander as partner. So partner means that if you have like another creature or planeswalker with partner on it, you have both of them like your flexibility. It's also really good for, you know, the EDH color identity rules. Wanted to play like a different color, then you know partnering would help you get that, be able to do that. I mean, this is a Atmosphere Surgeon art card. Foil Swamp, Plague Nurse, Cage's Vorak, one of the best limited commons in a while, because it lands or proliferate. Pestilent Siphoner, Light Belly Rat, X-Gold Hoverwings, X-Gold Halberd. Bladehole Warwhoop. This card was very terrifying to play against drafts. 3 mana, 2/2, basically a 3 mana 2/2 double strike that let you turn your other creatures into a double striker later, and reducing the equip abilities of other equipment. Also, like other equipment you can. And Furnace Punisher. Get that Crucible Goliath. Tablet of Completion. A foil Blight Belly Rat. Phyrexia. And Phyrexian Vindicator art card. A Island. Planar Disruption, which is basically the best version of pacifism we've had in a while, because target an artifact, a creature, or a planeswalker, and it stops activating. Hazardous Blast, aka I win the game a lot of times, or once, or basically that. Furnace Rider, the Autonomous Furnace, a Minor Misstep, a Furnace Punisher, Serum Snare, basically Disperse, but with Proliferate upside. Rustline Cultivator, Sinew Dancer, Ivar Jubilant Brawler has seen some play in creature combo decks, you know, giving the ability of your creatures activate ability creatures you being able to use them. They had haste. Surgical Bay, foil. Down to just the last bit, which is the Complete Edition pack, which has Oil Slick foils in it, which are very exciting. This is Here we go. Here is the oil slick planes. Get 2 of each in the bundle. That's the oil slick planes. And here's the oil slick island. And oil slick swamp. And oil slick forest. I mean, oil slick mountain. And Soulfilm Mayhem Dominus. And a Nahiri the Unforgettable oil slick card. But I think those are actually like the worst of the oil slick card, oil slick, oil, oil slick rares or whatever that you can possibly get. But still, it was a fun experience to open the complete bundle and show you some of the cards possibly get if you buy one. And I will be doing more of box videos on my YouTube channel as well, and I stream 4 to 5 days a week. Twitch TV/MercurioBlue. Check out my content there. Be sure to like and comment, subscribe.